Namaste and crystal blessings to my earthly, celestial, and elemental soul tribe in this realm and beyond. This is Nikki from Nikki Anita Cosmic Creative, wishing you all the highest vibration of love, as always. And today I would like to share this beautiful book by Nicola Mcintosh, Crystal Grid Secrets. I received it yesterday. I was so excited. But, well, it got a little wet in the rain. So I did very delicate, drying it up. And it worked. So I couldn't even look through the book last night. And I was like, oh, I wanted to read it. And so it dried up pretty well. So here it is. And she's also the creator of this beautiful Crystal Grid Oracle deck that I've shared before. And okay, you can see it. And I was really looking forward to get this book because it's a personal journey for Nicola. If you've seen her video talking about, how she worked on this book, few years, putting her, her days and hours into it, and how she wanted to share her knowing to the world. Because she also practices Celtic shamanism, Celtic, as most prefer, and all the knowledge that she has journeyed, to create this, to be shared with the world. So I really love her energy, like I said in my previous video, it's kind of important for me to connect to the creator. Maybe some people, well, it's all right, I guess, but when I buy a book or now that I'm into oracle decks, I need to connect to the energy from where it is coming from. Okay, some decks are created by people who've been there many years, and and they have so many decks. Sometimes it can be a little too commercialized when you come to a certain level. Right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I love personal touch in the work. Being an artist and an intuitive myself, when I create my artwork, I put a lot of myself in it, my memories, my inspiration, my joy. A lot of our energy is an energy exchange, right? I mean, we put a lot of our energies into our work. And when people look at it or they buy our stuff, it could be a book, a writing, an artwork. What you put in there is what, will be received. So if you are sensitive to energies, yes, like me, so I would like to go through the author and, where this creation, how it was created, because that is very personal for me too. It's like a journeying with that, the person who have created the book or the art. So, and I've listened to some of Nicola's videos on her cards, and when she created the deck, she has such wonderful energy, I must say. Like, well, disclaimer, I'm not being sponsored in any way, by the author. It's just that it's my personal opinion. Sometimes you just connect to certain people, even if you've never met them. It's just the energy, because it's all about energy. It's not about, it can be so far away. Time and space is just there, this realm. But when we connect, the connection transcends all the five senses, transcends the space, the time. So I highly recommend, because there are a lot of many books out there on crystal grids, okay, on crystals. These past few years, so many are coming up into the market, and this is quite new. It was published late last year. Like I said, it was many years putting this work, to finally to be shared to the world. I'm talking like it's my book. It feels it was like it's like my creation, but that's how I feel. This energy of this book and the creator. So let's look into it. Look at the table of content. Content here is like this 1 to 9. So 1 is source. Okay, talking about source energy, the creator, God, the architect, this super consciousness. Number 2 is the language of spirit. 3, what are crystal grids? 4, chakras. 5, crystals 101. 6, sacred geometry and grid templates. 7, manifestation and intention setting. 8, creating your crystal grid. And 9, expectations and actions. And last thoughts. And of course, yes, some introduction. Her path, how she started. And here is what is a shaman, Celtic shamanism, manifestation. Then it goes straight into chapter 1, the source. I love this crystal grid. It is on the crystal grid, her crystal grid deck. I think it's Chrysocolla on in the middle. This is gorgeous. Emmy and turquoise and colors. And this is all about source, about nature, everything around us, and the language of spirit. We have spirit communication, the clairs, intuition, meditation, connecting to source. Then chapter 3, what are crystal grids? We have how crystal grids work, geometric design, chakras, the importance of ritual, what crystal grids are used for. Then you have points here, manifestation, property, health, distance healing, crystal essences, divination, meditation, and healing the earth. And then there are 3 parts to crystal grids. Intent, being open to receive, taking action. And there's this Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote here. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Yeah. And chapter 4, chakras. So you have all these chakras here. Chakras and crystal grids. And it goes chakra associations, from earth. Base chakra, sacral chakra, and then chakra meditation. Then you have a little challenge, You know what to, after doing your chakra meditation and sensing whether the chakra is stronger or weaker, can you think of anything in your life or about yourself that directly relates back to that chakra? For example, you have a sore throat and you sense that your throat chakra was weak. Is there something you are holding back from saying or expressing? So we can always, see how we are feeling and how that emotion is connected to certain chakra, and go like, is that chakra blocked? Do we need to work on that particular chakra, And then, of course, you have a little homework here. It's good. It's like a interactive book. Okay, chapter 5 is Crystals 101. Crystal spirits, doctrine of signatures, the doctrine of signatures for crystals. We have different crystals with points and quartz and double terminated. Hope it's focusing, sorry about that. And how crystals are used. Rough versus polished crystals. Then you have these megalithic sites and quartz. Some maps of Northern Ireland, Portugal, and France, and the geological part of it. Then you have chakra crystals, and all these different crystals for different chakra colors. And other grid elements. Like she also said that we can use with our grid everything else that we come into contact with or connected to from nature. Leaves, branches, seeds. Anything that is from around us, from Mama Earth, can be used for the grid. Along with our crystals. And sometimes if we can't find a crystal, one crystal, or, we're somewhere and we feel like we need to do a grid or feel protected, or sometimes, want to be into the essence, we can use anything that we find from nature. And chapter 6, sacred geometry and grid templates. We have ley lines and the earth grid, crystal grid templates. Of course, you have the flower of life, Metatron's cube, Fibonacci spiral, medicine wheel. Some pictures here. It also shows you how to create a grid in your home space, layout here. To create a grid in your room, your house grid, property grid, sample grid layouts. And then you have abundance grid, shamanic or Celtic grids, tricycle or Triskelion. One of my favorite symbols. Said I could have been in my past life, in this culture. I love the spirals, and I found this the other day. It's beautiful, isn't it? Just immediately thought me it was in a thrift store. Yeah, I think I paid maybe $2. US dollars, $2. It's 10 crowns here in Sweden. So I was like, wow. I don't know. Ever since I was young, even in my artwork and all that, I just love spirals and And about, I don't know, 15-20 years ago, when I first got to know about New Grange, is that how you pronounce it, New Grange, in Ireland, how ancient the work, the artwork on the stones is. Yeah, you find this just killing spirals, like, wow, that's what I've always been drawn to, even not knowing, this is was done a lot on in Celtic tradition, Celtic artwork, triquetra, the Trinity knot. So yeah, that's what I call our birch tree. We have a gigantic birch that grows 3 trees, like it seems like from one root. I think that tree has been there for maybe, what, 100 years, because this house that we live in is built in 1909, and I call it triquetra. Awesome energy. Our birch have their own, as we know about tree healing and vibration. And then you have distance healing grit, crystal grit elixirs and essences, placement of crystals on your grit. All this crystal grit here, infinity grit. Then chapter 7, manifestation and intention setting. Okay, keys to manifestation. And you have all this bullet point and the explanation, the write-up. Another quote here. Our beliefs and our intentions must be in alignment. Okay. And getting started. How do we start to set our intention? You attract what you are. Then you have a little intention future tense. Replace with present tense. I can't show you because it's so light. Turquoise here. It's written because this is about intention setting. Sometimes we do grit and manifestation with our crystals, and we go like, why is it not working? Right? Because we need to know how to really go about it. Like the quote said, our beliefs and our intentions must be in alignment. Okay? And when I think most of us have read the book The Secret, How to Manifest. The feeling of belief must be so strong that it's real, even though, like, for example, I want that thing, whatever that thing is. But if we feel like we already have it, that's how the teachers teach us, how to manifest. When you want something, you must feel that you already have it. Okay, it must be in alignment. Not that I want something, yes, I'm manifesting, but there's always doubts, right? I mean, we can't run from it because we are run by this machine called brain, that analyzes and a lot of other transmission. So we have to be aligned when we want something and when we're manifesting, and the feeling is very important. And that is why it teaches you to, from future tense to be present tense. And then you have the law of attraction. Yes, the law of attraction. I was looking for that book, The Secret, law of attraction, intention setting. Another quote, where do I want to be? The thought process. And then you have some exercise, some mood boards. So it's like interactive, this book, where you can actually do some homework and practice from each page. Okay, chapter 8 is creating your crystal grid. Of course, here is a checklist for creating your grid. Bullet point. What do I want to manifest? Which chakra color does it relate to? What stones could I use, or what colors do I need? What kind of grid will I use, or will I create it intuitively? My 5-year intentions is, so it's like a 5-year plan. Are there any other nature elements I would like to add to my grid? So these are the points that we need to ask ourselves and work on. It's like a little homework. And then preparing a space for your grid. First is placement of your grid, then preparing a space for your grid. Then cleansing, charging, and programming your crystals. You know how we can cleanse it. Because number 1 is saging, then different ways. Programming it. And you also have a little exercise in this chapter, the crystal grid ritual. And a little quote here: connect with source energy. The bracket, the spiritual process. A pendulum can show you the energy direction of the grid and whether or not it is activated. Okay, so you can use the pendulum. Those who are already are not very familiar in using pendulum, but I have one in clear quartz. So you can use that, to know whether it's activated. Activating your grid. Then connecting to your grid. If you don't know what you want out of life, the universe can make something magically manifest for you. Yep. Everything responds in a positive way to love and attention, and if you neglect something, it will withdraw. The things that we have to take into account. Then crystal grids for distance healing, and then we have a little homework. And we come to the last chapter, I guess, chapter 9, expectations and actions. Okay. Receiving. Right up there. What to look for as your grid starts working. You will realize that you are the creator of your life. That's my favorite line. You are the creator of your reality. How do I get there? The physical process. Success planning. If you want to manifest love, there are many places to start. Then you have dream interpretation. The dream time is a place where spirit can communicate to you and can be incredibly powerful. Animal messages, crystals or colors, direct information from your guides, numbers, negative events. If the things you ask for haven't manifested, okay, keep working at manifesting and you will notice how your life can transform in a magical way. And then you have some exercise. And last thoughts. Okay, let's read out the last thoughts. Where to from here? Now it's up to you. There's only so far a book can take you. So it's time for you to put into practice and continue to practice. Always let intuition guide you. Be as creative as you want to be and inspired by what you have read, and add to what you have learned with your own experiences. Take control and be the creator of your world. Create your own vibrational symphony. When you start to master this form of manifestation, you will understand there is no need for any tools at all, for we are all spirit. We are all from source. Crystals and crystal grids serve as a tool to make things easier for you until you have made strong connections or your perception of separation has been shifted. Crystals are amplifiers. They aid your connection to spirit and are an important tool for your spiritual evolution. You will know when you have reached a certain level of awareness, as you will no longer feel the need to obtain more crystals for your collection. Always respect this connection. You need their help more than they need anything from you. Treat your crystals well and take heed of the sustainability and ethical sources from where you acquire them. Take only what you need and always lead with an open heart. I wish you well on your journey and hope that in some way my words inspire you to chase your dreams. Nicola. So beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed my little walkthrough of this beautiful crystal grid secrets by the beautiful, equally beautiful Nicola Mcintosh. So I wish you all love always, more than anything, peace, joy. Namaste and in Lakesh. Thank you for watching. Love you all.